when we look at the state of telcos today, it's not very bright picture for the last 5-10 years. When we go to Mobile World Congress, the first day, if you have been there, is almost crying day for the disadvantages of being a telco. We can safely say that telcos created the digital society today. What rewards did we get? License fees, taxes, infrastructure costs, risks. Something bad happens in the country, the first one to blame is the mobile operator. There's an earthquake, you can't reach someone. Before the government agencies, the telcos are blamed. We take risks, we become scapegoats. But when we do all that spending, at the end, unfortunately, we lost most of the cake to OTT players. I think the differentiating thing they did many years ago was offering services on a daily basis. As a long-time vendor in the telco business, our release cycles were 2 years, maybe 1 year. If you deliver faster, the operators didn't want that to happen because they had their acceptance and testing cycles. But OTTs came and they deliver daily 300 million releases a day. So that was difficult to catch. As a result, revenues are stagnating. At the Mobile World Congress, the expectation for growth in the telco industry is 1 to 3% yearly, which is lower than the interest rates, the inflation. And we provide connectivity for this digital society, but we couldn't make money out of it in the past. So where should we go from here? We need to monetize our assets and services better. We need to pivot to B2B business where it's not as mature as B2C and less complex and less price sensitive. We are secure, we are agile, we are trusted, we are a sovereign operation. So in the last year or two, there is a lot of sounds in the industry talking about we should offer platforms and network as a service and we should offer solutions and services rather than just connectivity. And this is being presented for the year or two as a transform from telco to techco all around the press. But this is not news to us. If you look carefully to the last 10 years, you will see that this is how 5G work started 10 years ago. 10 years ago, the ITU and 3GPP decided that we should not address just the technology, but we should address all the industries. This picture was drawn in the 2014. So it talked about targeting all the different industries, and the requirements from all those industries was collected. If you have been long enough in this business, you may remember 3G, 4G was decided by the engineers and the operators about what can we offer, and we expected everybody else to use that. For 5G, it was different. all the industries were invited and they were asked, what will be your usage until 2030? What are your dreams? How do you want to do your operations in the healthcare? How do you want to do your driving car or industrial automation? And then the requirements then were collected and came out with three corners of this triangle. Faster broadband, many more devices, and low latency. That was going to be the carriers of 5G. And new features of 5G were targeted to exactly do what techco requirements or features are being asked today. It was a platform, network slicing is a platform offering different connectivity modes. Rich network APIs becoming a platform. Core network with scalability, elasticity, and CI/CD, so that the operators can match the delivery advantage of the OTTs. And open standards, open source, so that we can recruit developers. And this is from year 2020. This tells that all the industries will be using 5G to improve their performance. And for each industry, how much each corner of that triangle, how is it going to be used and improve their business? And this was supposed to be the value chain. If you look at the global value chain for using mobile telcos, each year GSMA prepares this table where how much of the GDP of the globally the telcos contribute. In 2018, it was 4.6% of the global GDP. This year, it was raised to 5.8%. And it is expected that by 2030, it will contribute 8.4%. So the mobile ecosystem added with the indirect revenues, these are the revenues up for grabs by the telcos, so that it almost doubles their revenues using services and applications. This is telco infrastructure revenues. These are the revenues up for grabs for the telcos that can provide applications and services. I mean, granted that there are players already in this business like Tech Mahindras and Accentures. This is their bread and butter, but it's up for the telcos to grab share from this revenues. So we don't need to look at how to become a techco. 5G is a blueprint for techco that was drawn 10 years ago. If the blueprint was there, why we are not there yet? You know, we are in the middle of the 5G decade. 5G started in 2020. It will go up to 2030. We are preparing for 6G in 2030, right? So we are already halfway into the 5G decade. But we are still far from realizing that blueprint. If we can realize that blueprint, we are going to be in good shape. But we couldn't do it so far. Why? partially from the financial downturn that started in 2021, because 5G requires a lot of investment, and many of the operators couldn't have the resource, financials, and didn't have the creditworthiness to do that investment during this downturn. But I personally think the second reason for not being where we are supposed to be is in the last 2-3 years of 5G standards, they came out with a light 5G plan, so that the operators are not going to be challenged so much. It's like millennial parents, let's not create traumas for our kids, so let's have a light version, which is NSA, non-standalone 5G. Non-standalone 5G does not require huge investments. You have your 4G core network and base stations. You just put a 5G enabled base station, and you start providing 5G, as opposed to 5G core equipment and the base stations. But what is the result is only of these three corners of the triangle, only the first one is possible with this one. Very high bandwidth, but the others, ultra low latency and massive device couldn't be done with NSA. Now, when we are in the middle of this 2020s, 341 5G networks are deployed in 127 countries as of the end of March. Only 70 are 5G SA. These are the only ones that are really enjoying 5G services. The others are really faster version of 4G. We are successful in getting our subscribers to 5G. Right now, globally, 2.3 billion 5G subscribers exist. This is much faster than 4G subscriptions. About this time, 4 years into 4G, there were 500 million subscribers. So we are good in moving people to subscribers to 5G, but we didn't really meet the expectations of 5G. And with just faster version of 4G, globally the average increase in ARPU for 5G services is only 5%. That increase in revenues are not going to help operators to do the investment for full 5G. I mean, it was expected that 5G will be done in phases. You start with the low-hanging fruit in high usage areas, make money, and then grow and grow. But if you don't have those services that will bring more of the revenues from the OTTs, it's not easy to do. So I think the industry should need to push for regaining the 5G momentum. If we can deploy 5G as it was planned, you have the tech core that everybody is talking about these days. So when you deploy 5G properly, there is a lot of potential from using network slicing and exposure API. These are the different industries and different regions in the world where revenues are expected from different network slicing technologies, like transport and automotive, 88%, healthcare 66%. But as I said, network slicing is possible only if you have 5G SA. Or again, exposure function is part of your 5G core, which is not part of 5G SA. So only with 5G SA you can start using these technologies and bring startup companies, development partners, and our own innovations to get that share of the cake. So I think the way it is going now, 5G unfortunately didn't deliver its promise of revolution, but it is going to be an evolution. I think going from 5G to 6G will not require the amount of network difference that went from 4G to 5G. I mean, 5G SA is almost replacing the whole 4G equipment. 6G will not replace 5G equipment. It is going to be an evolution of 5G. So I think the best an operator should do is to stick to 5G blueprints and be prepared for 6G. In 6G, in addition to those three corners of 5G triangle, there are three more corners, being AI native and integrated sensing and communications, and ubiquitous connectivity will be the differentiating factors of 6G, as well as sustainability, energy efficiency, and green networks. The other revenue source for operators will be in the next few years using AI. AI is being used and will be used in the near future for improving our own operations, improve performance, fault detection, automation, customer care, and all that stuff, but also bringing new value from the and revenues from the partners and industry. These are existing revenue sources from applications or services being offered today by some of the operators worldwide using AI infrastructure, operators' AI infrastructure to offer partners to use them and make revenues. These are already being used for financial industry, smart agriculture, digital transformation, and Gen AI for enterprise use. So this is the view from where we sit about how the operators should start getting monetize their networks. And Telecom is your partner for monetization. So we will be talking in the next sessions about how Telecom can help you monetize your network. Thank you very much.